matchup between Kaya FC and United City. That was supposed to be for a title, but still, Kaya slipped up, and United proved how ruthless they were. Quality champions, the gold standard of Philippine football. Now, still, the match will still go on, and Kaya fighting for more than pride here, wanting to show everyone that they have what it takes to beat the best in the Philippines. My name is Paulo De Rosario, alongside Darren Hartman calling this game for you, and it's said to be a fantastic night celebrating football here in the country. For such a long time, Darren, a lot of people thought the PFL bubble would get going, but here we are. Tonight, we crowned the champions, and we close out this particular day with possibly the matchup everyone has been waiting for.
Yeah, this is the game that everyone's been waiting for, and we say that the league may already be won, but it hasn't yet been decided between United City and Kaya who is the best team of this year, because this is their first time they're going to meet. They're very competitive. Kaya will not be happy with the way that the league table is looking currently, and they will want to leapfrog the Ascal development team and at least be within a point of United City. And of course, United City will be looking to maintain their unbeaten record. Just look at the number of goals that have been scored. Unbelievable.
When we talked about them being ruthless, all you have to do is look at the goal difference, as Darren mentioned there, to show just exactly why. Well, this United City FC team will be fielding a bit of a different lineup here today, at least compared from what we're used to. As we take a look at their record so far, we talk about their dominance, and you have to look at that Mandiola and the Maharlika Manila game for evidence of that. 16 goals unanswered before having a goal conceded against Stallion, and yet they scored 7 against them in what was the title clincher.
Yeah, there's only been a couple of teams that have been able to hold United City relatively close. Stallions doing so for a valiant 45 minutes only a few days ago. And of course, Kaya will be hoping to open up United City's defence if they can today with a changed side.
Stefan Schrock is our man to watch today, and with Schrocky, he cast doubts on his future with UCFC in an interview last night on Crossover Podcast. And with Stefan Schrock potentially making his last appearance for United, well, that's a story that writes itself, really. But with Schrocky in the middle, despite this heavily changed lineup for United, you have to feel that he will be the creative cog of this team.
I think one of the things about football is that nothing is ever certain, and I know that people do scream for loyalty. However, isn't it part of football that we get excited about big transfers both in and out? Whatever the future holds for this man, he has done a huge job for United City, and of course continues to do so for Philippine football. But he won't be thinking about any of that today. He'll be thinking about his present and making sure that himself and his team go out and get 3 points against this Kaya side today.
We talk about the changed lineup for this UCFC team. So you have a change keeper in Badelik coming in for Pintus, and then you have Pochola Bugas playing at the top. So a lot of changes here, but still so much talent for this United team.
Well, there's a lot of talent because all of the players have had good experience, both at national team level and, of course, outside of the country. It's still an exceptionally strong 11. Of course, Pocholo Bugas, who come through the FEU program, also featured in the latest SEA Games. Only 18, 19 years old, born in 2001. Just goes to show that he's going out there to prove himself and hopefully establish himself ready for the next time that United City go out and play in the future.
Well, with a much changed lineup means that the bench is loaded for United City. Of course, if you need gold all of a sudden, hey, call in Lopez Men, call in Maranyon, call in Pika Minigeshi. So many choices here for this United team.
Yes, it's incredible to see the amount of depth that United City have. On any day, the 11 that they're putting out could probably get a result. But if things are not working out for them, just look at the amount of talent and the amount of experience they have on their bench. I mean, even if they need the extra work in the middle, Maniot on the bench is a luxury that not many clubs will be able to afford to have.
Kaya FC Iloilo, the team that is hungry for a good end of their season, will try and get it against United City. If you look at their results here, the unfortunate result of drawing Stallion and Mendiola really cost them the title.
Yeah, I think where they will be disappointed is with the number of goals that they've scored. We just saw a similar screen with United City's results, who have managed to score 24 goals. However, KAYA have really been reduced to only scoring 3 goals so far in this competition. And I think by KAYA stat, that's probably not what they were expecting.
United City against KAYA was supposed to be the title decider. Fortunately, that's not the case here. But if you look at the KAYA FC lineup, you look at Dylan De Broyke, and he will be one of the creative cogs, as I mentioned that about Stefan Schock on the other side, for this KAYA team. So with Dylan De Broyke, you have someone who's dynamic moving forward and also still has an eye for goal.
Yeah, De Broyke is a good player. Slightly surprising for me that he was left on the bench. Tactically, yes, I agree with that, but he was left on the bench for a long time against Benjola, which means he's probably hungry to play. And that's exactly what you want from your hard-working midfielders. And of course, with a player like Dylan, he's always capable of getting himself on the score sheet, which is exactly what KAYA FC will be needing tonight.
KAYA FC need the goals, and we take a look at their starting lineup now, and it is possibly their strongest starting lineup that they can come up with. Again, still trying to end this season with a flourish, with something to smile about. United City have not been defeated in the league for quite some time, even going back to their Ceres days. So to tack on their first defeat would be a feather on their cap.
What's interesting when we look at this lineup as well is that Kinshera Daniels has been pushed into that out-and-out 9 position. There were talks about that as well. Could KAYA possibly play another player up front and maybe get Bedic facing the goal? Because it didn't seem to be working when he was up there setting the ball, getting players involved. Often they were overloaded on the right-hand side. But today the squad looks a little bit more balanced. We knew that KAYA had depth and they did have that balance in their squad. So we're hoping that this is going to be the side which pushed United City all the way to the end.
Looking at their substitutes, they can turn to Arnel Amita for more production inside, in the middle rather, more industry there. They can also go to Emmanuel Osei, who proved to be dangerous towards the end of that last game against Mendiola. Unfortunately, not off the mark yet, but still, he's recovering from injury. And what a way to announce your return to being fully fit if you can nick a goal against United City.
Well, this is the rivalry now, which has built up over the last few years between the two sides. And really, if you score a goal tonight, it is like scoring in a championship. So good luck to both of the teams. I'm very excited to cover this game.
United City FC up against KAYA FC Iloilo. It is the biggest two clubs of the Philippines going head-to-head tonight, and kickoff when we return.
Experience the PFL action only on EXP-TV. Iba tayo.
Oh! What a strike! Bartolini still. Bartolini with a great run! It's the opener!
Amusements Board. Don't forget, no fans here at the venue, but you can make your presence felt by subscribing to YouTube for more PFL content, the Philippines Football League YouTube page. It's United City against Kaya FC Iloilo. The schedule suggested that this game would have been the title decider, but then Kaya FC, not living up to the high expectations asked for them, have fallen before that matchup could have come to fruition. And for United City FC, on the other hand, they have been relentless, ruthless in the entire campaign. They mentioned that this season, this bubble would be a sprint, and they were the quickest off the blocks, and they never looked back. Clifford Daipuyat is our lead official for today, officiating over the biggest clash in Philippine football. Kaya, fighting for more than just pride. They know that they want to remind everyone that they are one of the biggest teams in the country. And for United, even with a changed lineup, they know that they have the quality to put anyone to the sword and want to show everyone just how far ahead they are. United City in black and yellow, playing from the right to left of your screen. So we'll start us off. Kaya in their iconic yellow kits, playing from left to right. It's Pablo De Rosario alongside Darren Hartman. It's a pleasure to call this game for you. United will be crowned champions tonight. Kaya will aim to spoil the party. And we're off here. Pachola Bugas gets us going. And Darren, different lineup for United, but still the quality is still there from top to bottom.
Yeah, they've switched as well formation to more regular 4-1-4-1. And they will be comfortable playing this way, even with a change of personnel. And every time that Kaya play United City, there's an opportunity for there to be a classic. And I'm sure tonight that the 22 players who are on the pitch will be working and representing their clubs to the best of their ability.
Daiso Hirokoshi trying to operate now on the right side for Kaya. As kicked away. And almost immediately, you can see the intent of Kaya to really pressure this United back line. And perhaps when you look at the start list and you see the lineup, if you're a Kaya player, you're saying that you have a chance to take this one pretty convincingly.
Yeah, you look at the starting lineup and you also have a look at the way that the games have gone. And there are a couple of sides in the league that have done very well in the second half. United City being one and ADT being the other. However, with Kaya, they've kind of slowed down in the second halves. So you'll be looking to try to put this game under your control as soon as possible. That's a massive challenge.
Well, UCFC going to attack quickly, and that will be a foul. Boy, well, if you thought that they would take it easy, well, they're definitely not. Marasigan did well to ride one hard tackle before being stopped by Carlisle Mitchell. Stefan Schrock standing over this one.
And of course, Angelo Marasigan, who's not had the opportunity to really start and make an impact yet in this competition, will be looking to prove his worth to his club. So, I mean, changing your personnel in a game like this, it does work. It keeps people happy, keeps people buzzing. And of course, quite often you'll find in training sessions, it'll be the same in basketball. Sometimes the reserve team can beat the first team just because they have a lot to prove.
United being pressured quickly off the back. But Delic, who's coming in for Pintus at goal. Offside is Kenshiro Daniels. He'll be
Jordan Jarvis, who managed to feature in the last game towards the end, been given the nod by Coach Frank today.
Well, if you're United and you're a United player who's featuring for the first time in the starting 11, you're going to be feeling that this is your chance to impress and give the coaching staff and the management something to think about moving forward.
And I think when you're playing in this sort of situation, you've already had your first impression, and now it's an opportunity for someone to leave a last impression. And that's going to be important, considering there will be a break between this league and the next time that all of these players and clubs are fielded again.
Free kick here for United. Referee waited for advantage to be played, but eventually had to pull it back. United have been relentless. Apart from that, rather be a free kick for Kaya. United have been relentless in the games so far, but that last one against Stalin, a bit of a worry in that first half, actually allowing the only goal that they've conceded so far in the tournament. Let's see if they can hold fast here despite the changed lineup. And here Daniels put that forward. Madelic, easy to collect.
And if you're watching this PFL for the first time, just to let everyone know that there are 5 substitutes allowed, which does give the coaching staff a huge amount of flexibility to change things if needed.
Sigan, losing it in the middle, but then De Bruyne with the foul. Gerald Aristorenas. Well, we're seeing United play from the back a bit more than what we're typically used to. Could be because of the change of formation or the change of personnel. Marinho tried to go on another attacking run from the back. Chance here for De Bruyne. And he slipped it in. Hounded immediately by a host of black shirts, but the referee will pull that back.
And United City will have to adjust to the way that Kaya are forcing the play forwards much quicker than they did on their last outing. And it's going to be a game really of 2 halves here. Kaya really need to get themselves ahead in this game, whether that's possession-wise, opportunity-wise, or of course goal-wise, because in the second half, if they don't have the luxury of managing the game, we know exactly what can happen. They will be able to field pretty much the side which has taken apart every other team in this competition, with Kaya being tired.
Chiro Daniel standing over this one again. Orlan Mitchell will be a target. Rota couldn't reach it. Jarvis shifting that to the side. High pressure again from Kaya. Jarvis being bothered by Daniels. Daniels could win this one. But Clarinho doing well to stay strong. Daniels will be pulled back for the foul.
But Kaya will be happy with that sort of work rate from Kenshiro Daniels. It really sets the tone when your number 9 is working hard.
Marasigan. Back to Shoki. Build up here again from United. Now to the middle. Robles. Now back to Jarvis. Ugas. What a crunching tackle there for Villanueva. Got the ball cleanly. United with the throw. Back to Villanueva. Robles. Maybe a changed lineup here, but then you can't say that this United team isn't assured of their talent, and the way they're keeping the ball is a hallmark of that. And as I say that, though, Kaya win back the possession. De Bruyne feels like he's a marked man here.
Yeah, it may not be as smooth as it was the other night, but you can expect that. There will still be adjustments to be made. But also we have to remember that Kaya are pressing much, much higher than they have been in other games. So the way that United City are being pinned back is also to pay credit to the way that Kaya have come out to face this game. And you can see now this is quite a deep free kick, but Kaya very happy to load the box, get their big men forwards, and I think for the first time in the league, United City with every man behind the ball.
Mitchell's a target. Can't pull that back for a teammate though. Ball forward, trying to find the run of Ott. Sambre couldn't get to it. Soriano headed that away. Let's take a look at this one more time.
Yes, another good delivery into the box by Kenshiro Daniels, and Mitchell, the target man on the far post, marked by 2 players, still managing to tower above and get that headed down back into danger. But that time Kaya not able to react. But sometimes when it's happening that quickly, it's not easy, and you've just got to keep that pressure on and keep putting in the quality of deliveries like Kaya have started to do at the start of this game.
Well, they clearly have the size advantage here, talking about Kaya. Now, the chance for United to make a difference via set piece. Stefan Schrock will stand over this. Schrock with the delivery. Ball still in a dangerous area. Vidic pushing it forward. No one able to really put the ball down, and eventually Kaya does. Ott on the run. Mike Ott could not get the better of Soriano, and it will be another corner.
That was good experience play there by Mike Ott. Knew that he wouldn't be able to produce anything in terms of an end product, but still managing to win his side. Another corner.
Mike Ott has been one of the better goal scorers for United, scoring from a deep position. Here he is trying to be a provider, but Simone Rota with a good clearance. Bedic now. Only Daniels in front of him. Now Daiso offers an option as well, but hounded by black shirts again. Bedic finally loses out. Jarvis with the forward ball, but gives it straight back to Kaya. Mitchell shifts it to the left. De Broika. Not to Bedic now. De Broika continues his run. Giganto is on the other side. Can he get to it? Villanueva there to control. Now United pushing forward on the other side. Trying to find the slithering Giganto, but Daniels unable to thread that through. Kaya applying more pressure than probably what United are used to. As you mentioned, this is probably the highest they've ever pressed up top. Talking about Kaya.
And then just as we say that, United City are trying to, through their captain Stefan Schrock, just pressure Kaya themselves and try to get the game back into the way that they want to be playing it.
And it's Villanueva. Poor touch. Casambre will collect here and build things from the back from Kaya. Casambre. Finding Bedic. Casambre again. Pushing forward from the left back and tackled from behind. Mitchell trying to find Giganto. Giganto now. Trying to slide that in, and that's the opener. Kaya inflicting first blood.
It's a fantastic finish by Kenshiro Daniels, but of course Giganto doing a lot of the work on the right-hand side after receiving a fantastically weighted and driven pass from the centre-back Mitchell. And Kaya, I must say, have been the dominant side in this first period of the first half. just dropping his shoulder. Bit of inexperience there, perhaps, from the left back of Ceres, allowing the player to get goal side, but take nothing away from the quality of the cross, the timing of the run, and then the composure of the finish.
The question always was is how would Kaya score goals against a United City team that really has dominated the entire league so far, and they answered that by putting Kenshiro Daniels up top and telling us all that he can be the goal-scoring threat for this team and puts them ahead 1-0.
And that time it wasn't overplayed on the right-hand side. They kept it very simple and they were able to dissect, and that's another great pass opening up the pitch. Just couldn't quite find Bedik on the other side.
Well, this is the best we've probably seen Kaya throughout this season. Again, this is pretty much a sprint here, and Daniels off the mark quicker for Kaya in this particular game.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if Kaya had came out with this sort of tempo and intent about their game, whether or not they would have been pushing and making this game a championship game.
Well, these are the two teams with AFC experience. They both represented the country well in the AFC Cup. UCFC now have the opportunity to represent the country in the group stage of the Champions League. So we take a look at the possession stats here, and really United have dominated, but it was Kaya who took the best chance.
Yeah, United City had a fair share of their ball, but you can see that they've really been restricted to a very low rotation. And the six there, when he stepped on the ball, this is the first time really that he's been able to open up and switch the play.
Strocky trying to get to it. He does, but unable to make something out of it. Well, Kaya refuses to bow down. Again, eager to show everyone they are still one of the biggest teams in the Philippines and able to compete at the highest level. And what a way to do that, by taking the game to United City.
And it's the first time that the recently crowned champions of the PFL have gone a goal down in this phase of the competition. So it's going to be an interesting scenario now to see how United City, knowing that they do have some key senior players still on the pitch, how will they react and how will they get the rest of the players up to the standards that we've come to expect so far in this season.
Daniels tried to fight Giganto, unable to do so. Robles will collect. Give it back to Jarvis now. Jarvis, back to Badelik. Villanueva. It feels like the ball has stayed with United for quite some time, but as you mentioned, Darren, basically their defenders and Robles are the ones who've been on the ball the most.
And Robles is slightly deep for me, and that's not really where you want your six, because at this sort of level of football, any pass that he makes from there, the centre-backs can make. So therefore, if there are 5 players behind the ball, that means there are no attacking overloads ahead of you, and it's very, very difficult to play forwards, and when it breaks down, you end up with this.
Daniels with the pass forward. Can Kaya nick another one? Cleared away, frantic stuff there from United. Badelik tries to collect, misses the punch, but still United with the possession. Schrock with room on the left. Trying to calm things down here. Well, we know that United are fielding a much changed lineup, but now I can guarantee you, guys like Stefan Schrock will not be happy that they've conceded and gone down.
Of course, there's always that feeling of winning a league and not dropping a point, not losing a game. And of course, we know that United City are full of game winners. They find themselves 1-0 down against a Kaya side as the drizzle starts coming in. But Kaya look up for this though, Callum.
Absolutely.
They absolutely look like they do not want to leave here without getting a result.
Well, they are showing the desire, but do they have enough to ensure that they will give United City, formerly Ceres, their first defeat in more than 2 seasons? Marasigan trying to make inroads on the left side. Soriano does well to marshal him away. There are very few people here at the venue due to health protocols, but the photographer on the far end was happy that no one jumped over that ad board. Well, the game being played at a very steady pace here. Kaya content to let United City play from the back and then pounce on anything that they do. Any mistakes that they commit, any slippage. And for United right now, they want to assert more authority into this game. They have had the possession, but really all of the dangerous chances have come Kaya's way. Then the Broika. Now Schrock gets through a tough challenge, and Stefan Schrock feeling the ill effects of that one. Chance here for United to build again. They opt to play quickly. You mentioned a while ago that Robles is playing a bit low, and that allows United City to be contained towards their own territory. But here, a rare foray into the Kaya box. They lose out, and now trying to look for the run of Kenshiro Daniels. The keeper is way out, and he does enough to make sure that that goes out.
Yeah, that's just about enough. It's a very brave decision there from the goalkeeper to put his body on the line. Any mistake there, and a player who reads the game as quickly as Kenshiro Daniels might have been able to just lift the ball straight into the back of the net. But I'll say this now, we're halfway through the first half, and is 1-0 going to be enough before United City make all of those substitutions? As we know, they pretty much have their half of their starting 11 on the bench, and the game could turn on its head very quickly. They're not rushing United City. It could be tactical. It could be part of their game plan. They're being very patient. As you saw by the possession, they're still dominating the possession. It's just very deep, a little bit slower. But they are not getting frustrated. They're not frustrated with the scoreline either.
Schrock operating against Mitchell. If anyone has a free roll, that's Stefan Schrock. And that will be a free kick right outside the penalty area. It's so hard to knock Stefan Schrock off the ball. And when he goes on mazy runs like that, this is typically the result.
It's also more difficult to put a challenge in the closer he gets to the 18-yard box, the closer he gets to the range of the quality of players they have.
Try and take a look at that.
Him. Yeah, he's going to pick up the ball. Just cut straight inside, pass 2, 3, 4.
For Simone Rota takes him down. Mike Ott standing over this one. We know that he has goals in him. He has showcased that throughout the season.
He's also got to beat one of the best goalkeepers in the league in Michael Casas.
Casas favoring that left side. Ott. Just over the bar.
Yeah, got a lot of movement in the ball, but didn't hit the target, so didn't challenge the goalkeeper. But it just goes to show when United City do step it up, whether it's through passing and the movement that we've become so accustomed to, or whether it's through an individual player who just steps up their game, it can definitely cause troubles.
Take a look at the attempt again. Over the bar. Not really troubling Casas. foul near the middle of the park. So Kaya, an opportunity again to either launch that forward or build from there. Bedic now playing a little 1-2 with Daniels. Trying to find Giganto, but that's straight to Badelic. Jarvis. Now building up from the back again. That pass is taken out quickly. Daizo. Schrock bearing down. Marasigan as well. Still not off the ball. Daizo, he falls, but the referee is not interested. Stefan Schrock is still down. Schrock says that he got hit in the face, probably during that mazy run from Daizo. Referee just having a quick check and calling in medical assistance. Take a look at that here, and Daizo's right hand there as he was making that run. He made contact with Shrocky's face. But if you're Kaya right now, you'd be very encouraged with what you've shown. And if you're United, any signs of panic from the management, or do you feel that they still have enough to ride this out?
I don't feel as if the players on the pitch are panicking. So there's no reason for the coaching staff of United City to panic as well. But I really do like the way that Kaya are playing. It's more direct, it's more efficient. It seems as if the way that they've placed their personnel seems to show more cohesion. Players are playing with more confidence now. We have to remember that they didn't have the momentum or the luxury of coming off a fantastic performance to get themselves mentally prepared for this game. So credit to Kaya on the pitch and off the pitch to get themselves ready and up for this game and give us this spectacle.
Kaya will have another opportunity here, knocking on the door via another set piece. Injiro Daniels will be the man to send this one in. They have been targeting Carlisle Mitchell during these set pieces. Had a chance to nod it back a while ago, but found a UCFC player and not a yellow shirt. So let's see whether or not they can make a difference here.
Yes, physically, the side that United City currently have out don't really have a man-for-man with both Simone Rota and Mitchell up front or higher up the pitch when they're taking set pieces. So every opportunity now, as long as there's quality on the delivery, is an opportunity for Kaya to double their lead.
Daniels. Carlisle Mitchell. Cleared away immediately. Danger not away though. And that will go to Bedic, who is unable to continue that run. Now Shrocky. Finding Pocholo Bugas. Bugas on the run. Ott in the middle. Bugas. Ball will go back to Kaya.
And of course, Pocholo Bugas from Bugas family. Football seems to run in their blood, and that's the first time we've really seen him shine a little bit during this game. Very contested game as well. Both teams picking up 5-6 fouls. Competitive. But going back to Pocholo, he's a real talent, and when he drifts out wide, that's when he's most likely to be at his most dangerous.
Pocholo Bugas, one of the most exciting young talents in the country. He was the MVP of the Juniors UAAP. And he, instead of going to college, well, at least instead of playing for a college team, rather, he elected to come and join United City. And, you know, just like many young characters, if you look at his social media page, it's Cholo Bugas, he's very proud of the work that he's put in physically. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you know, Cholo and I have been speaking over the last year or so. He's very close with a few players that come through our ranks. And I actually encourage the younger players to follow both Carlo Durin and Cholo Bugas on Facebook, because they post their workouts and they're half decent, to be fair. They are good workouts, so...
I mean, like, those are workouts I can't do, and that's the reason why I'm here in the commentary booth instead of in any pitch around the world.
And I could tell people to do those workouts. That's about as far as it goes for me now as well, so...
Well, so far, those young men that you mentioned, Durin, Bugas, and Lanzo Campo, all making that pay off here in the PFL. And now it's a chance of Bugas to make it all count. He's there on the ball trying to find the run of Schrock, but that pass was too weak, and he's trying to make amends by winning back the ball.
And while there's an opportunity to say, and we're talking about younger players, I'd just like to mention that the boys you just mentioned are all still in full-time education. The clubs are supporting them, and also the schools are starting to show support and encouraging them to excel both in the classroom and on the pitch. So thank you to all the schools who are helping young talents showcase and develop on the top level of Philippine football. It's really going to help us over the next few years.
Well, it is an investment, everything being done for these kids, and like many Filipino football fans, we all hope that it pays off. Well, Carla Mitchell and Bugas, a little bit of a collision there, a little 50-50, but the referee lets that go. It's so strange, really. I mean, for me to know that some of these players on the field are born after the year 2000. Maybe it's my age showing, but Darren laughing right now, off camera, says a lot.
I was just trying to work out if you were born in the 80s or not, like me. That's what was going through my head. I'm just going to be quiet. At least me and Schrock were born in the 80s, so...
Well, I was born on the cusp of it. I was born 1990. Not ashamed to say that. I'll let you wallow in your shame.
Of course, the goalkeeper, Michael Casas, a batchmate, born 1986. And of course, for goalkeepers, it was interesting. We were talking about this before the game. Goalkeepers tend to peak later in their career. So if you're a goalkeeper and you haven't made it yet, or you haven't broke through yet, be patient. It's not an easy shirt to take, but you do get slightly longer. And of course, Kaya have been able to breach one of the goals already today, and I'm sure that United City will be looking to do the same.
Again, we've seen a lot of possession from United, especially in this area of the pitch, but they want to be more productive, want to hold on the ball more in more advanced positions as they turn to their veterans here. Ott and Schrock playing amongst each other. Schrock just splitting two defenders. Ott gets the bounce. Trying to find Bugas, trying to play a little 1-2 there. Good play there, and it'll be another corner for United.
But it's strange, though, over the last 5 to 10 minutes, United City have slowly worked themselves. I don't know if they've worked themselves back into the game or whether or not Kaya's tempo has died down a little bit. But United City are able to play out of Kaya's press, which isn't quite as relentless as it was at the start of the game. Of course, if we're talking about game plans, Kaya's game plan is still the one paying off, but there's still a lot of minutes of football to play.
Off the mark there, but great delivery once more from Schrock. Casas, who won the Golden Glove last season, will try and keep a clean sheet against the one team who has scored the most freely in the league so far. Stefan Schrock will be one of the guys out here looking for that goal to besmirch that clean sheet. Broika. Casambre. Looking for the run of Bedic, but that'll be offside. The most attacking we've seen Kaya so far this season comes against the who will be the reigning champions again.
But we also need to remember that Kaya have not scored more than 1 goal in a game so far this campaign. So, I mean, you can look at this as probably one of the cagiest games that I've seen. It's difficult to know exactly what Coach Frank and the coaching staff of United City have planned for the second half, and whether or not Kaya will be looking to manage this game out from here on, or whether they will be pushing to score a second goal.
Shoki looking for an incisive pass here. Now he went all the way down to collect the ball, trying to pull strings from there. Play on, says the referee, despite the protest of handball. Daiso wins it back from Marasigan. Reverses it for Giganto. Can Giganto get to it? It'll be a corner here for Kaya once more.
Yeah, and Daiso's playing much better this game. He was stuck a little bit wide, I thought, against Binjola. But now, when he's playing inside, he's got a little bit more freedom. He's also creative, limiting his touches. And Kaya able to win themselves another corner, which they will be getting their 2 big men forwards to see if they can go into half-time with an even bigger advantage than they already have.
By United's high standards, this hasn't been
repeating itself against Binjola. They had loads of corners, not yet converted any, but it could happen now.
Oh, Mitchell skying for that. He towered over everyone, and that was a clean header. And for the first time this season, UCFC down 2-0, and Kaya showing their class.
Yeah, it's the first time that United City have been down by 2, and it's also the first time that Kaya FC have managed to score 2 goals. And they've come with great timing, one at the start of the half and then one towards the end of the first half. And it's textbook. It's been a long time coming. Kenshiro Daniels finding his range. And then Mitchell just climbing up and just directing the ball. Keeper grounded. Didn't even react. And there they go. Scoreline just says it all.
Well, United left him unmarked for that header. And you can't leave such a strong header unmarked in the box. United City punished for that one. And again, there's so much pride wearing a United shirt. So you have to feel that those players on the bench right now, those starting players that gave way for the younger ones here for United in this particular game, are itching to get off the bench and make a difference.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting second half here, because now Kaya have the 2-goal cushion, which they would have wanted against the side selected by United City. And they do have a little bit of a luxury of trying to control and slow the game down and frustrate United City.
And remember, United have 5 substitutes available, so literally can sub in their entire starting lineup to change this game. For Kaya, this is, on paper at least, their strongest 11. And so far, the best that they've played. Arlan Mitchell, who has been antagonizing all the attackers of UCFC today. De Bruyne got to that first. Bugas couldn't control it. And a mad scramble inside, actually. Finding Giganto. Marasigan is bearing down on him. Schrock will try to keep it in play. Finds Marasigan, unable to take the touch.
And now you can see a little bit of desperation and a little bit of passion in the way that United City are trying to press the ball out. But it's Kaya again who emerged with the ball.
Daniels couldn't get there before Badelik. Jarvis now. Robles collects it from deep. Will try to drive things forward. Wide right now. Maikot. Back to Villanueva. Now Marasigan. Now Schrock. Bugas is there to support. He goes inside. Couple of runners down the wings. Robles back to could not find Schrock. De Broika takes it, but Robles wins it back. Schrock obviously not happy with that exchange. Villanueva. I feel like De Broika is there, who we pegged as one of the possible difference makers of this game. Schrock, very deep right now. Marasigan making a run on the far left. Try to go center, but no one made the run. Around 3 minutes left here before added time, and Kaya will be very happy with themselves. United will take a look at everything that they've done so far.
It will most certainly be two very different locker rooms. I mean, Kaya will be looking to compose themselves, try to think about ways of staying efficient and keeping United City off the ball. And I'm sure that United City will be asking questions of one another. I mean, if you're a United City fan, of course, it's nice to see other players out on the pitch. But I think that deep down, people do want to see the strongest sides go out and the strongest sides compete. Yes, when you're talking about development, and of course the neutral fans out there want to see their big names playing as well. And I'm sure in the second half there will be changes made because, well, that's just football. I mean, United City will not want to finish this season with this sort of performance and this sort of scoreline.
Well, not only will changes probably will be made, but things will be said that, boy, would you love to be a fly on the wall in the locker room there for United?
Yeah, it's also because you do have a core of senior players out there playing at the moment, and you don't want to see such a big difference across the depth of a squad. On paper, it looks strong. However, in reality, we can really see that there is still a difference, and that's something which Kaya will be looking at and saying, you know what, we've actually done quite well this campaign, because as things stand, there's only a point difference between them. Kaya will be in the dressing room saying, you know what, maybe we're the best team in the country, and United City do not want to have that argument, and that is why things will change.
Trying to build from the back again, talking about United. And is finding Schrock. Now Patolo Bugas. Bugas, he's pushed, and that will be a free kick deep within yellow territory. United would love to nick one back before the break. Opportunity here. Playing it very quickly. Unable to get the timing right, but the flag is up anyway.
And it's the senior players in Stefan Schrock and Mike Ott managing to produce something there late in the first half. Good timing and cohesion between the two of them.
Gaza's taking his time here. Be 1 minute of added time.
Additional time, 1 minute.
Kaya trying to drive forward again, and the foul would mean it'll be a Kaya free kick in the middle of the park, in the middle of UCFC territory, rather. probably be one of the last attacks of the half. Jarvis with a good clearance there. Robles. Pressured in the middle. Back to Clarino. Trying to find Ott, but Simone Rota there. Stefan Schrock there to collect. And that will do it for the first half. Kaya FC up 2-0 against United City FC. They've come out with their strongest 11. They've come out with a purpose. And Daniels and Mitchell scoring in the first half. Daniels showing everyone that if he's playing up top, he could get the goals. And Mitchell showing the class and the power from the corner, getting the header in a place where the keeper had no chance. 2-0 in favor of Kaya. Interesting to see how United will answer.
Experience the PFL action only on EXP TV. Iba tayo. Experience the PFL action only on EXP TV. Iba tayo.
And I'm Miss Lay, and welcome to all single moms out there. Hello, mga sisis!
This show is for the weak and powerful single mom out there.
For all the single moms, we are here and you are well loved.
This is our challenge, so let all the single moms. We are still complete.
Mahalaga na ang bawat miyembro ng pamilya ay may magandang pangangatawan at maayos na kalusugan. Sabi nga nila, health is wealth. Bad mood ka ba? May bago ka ng kasama sa mga diskusyong siguradong feel good. Let's brighten your day para laging Kay lang. Siguradong okay ang kwentuhan, lalo pa at good vibes ang hatid namin sa inyo na siguradong pupusuan mo. Oops, time out muna sa nakaka-stress na balita. Break muna sa mapanghusgang mundo ng social media dahil good news naman tayo dito sa Break Ka Muna.
Dahil hatid namin ang malayang kwentuhan at talakayan para sa buong pamilya.
So meron talagang family medicine. Okay. Ang programa kung saan bida ang pamilyang Pilipino, ang mga usaping pangkalusugan at kalagayan sa buhay para talagang #family goals tayong lahat.
Simulan na ng ating journey towards a healthier and happier family. Dito lang sa Family Matters.
Welcome to the Great Mocktail. Walk this way, please.
It's all about fun. It's all about travel. It's all about lifestyle. About discovering what people treasure most about life.
And this show is really intended para naman yung family natin magbuklod-buklod at maging healthy in mind, body, and spirit.
Okay, magandang araw mga kaibigan sa EasyWorks Garage. Si Doc Chris po ito. Lagi niyong tatandaan, hindi niyo kailangan maging magaling na mekaniko para makatulong kayo sa kapwa. Sharing is caring dito sa EasyWorks Garage. Smart lang.
Mabuhay! Ako po si Anna Karina Hardy. We're going to learn, explore, and design our own.
Hello mga sisis! Welcome to our show, Single Moms Real TV!
Ito po si Lovely Rivero na makakasama nyo sa loob ng isang oras ng kwentuhan ng mga impormasyon at inspirasyon. Ito po ang Batas ng Pagbabago.
People, places, and landscapes, which I capture through the lens of my camera.
Experience the PFL action. Only on EXP-TV. Iba tayo.
Oh! What a strike! Barteria still. Barteria with a great run! It's the opener!
Welcome back to the 2020 Philippines Football League, brought to you by Qatar Airways. KAYA FC lead United City FC 2-0. And if things don't change quickly, United City, if you include their run as Ceres Negros FC, will absorb their first loss since 2018. Take a look at the stats here. So United doing very well in terms of holding the ball, but then have not created many chances. But KAYA had 2 shots on target and 2 goals in their favor.
And KAYA FC doing what they haven't been able to do in the last 4 games previous, which is be clinical in front of goal. Their direct style of play has suited them. And of course, United City not yet firing on all cylinders, but have been able to maintain long passes of play at the ball, albeit very deep. It's going to be a very, very interesting second half, and there have been changes.
Well, changes almost all around here for United. So you have Odawara, Manny Ott, and Marañon all checking in for United after what was a very lackluster first half. So Tristan Robles checked out, as well as Pocholo Bugas. And the intent is there for United. They do not want to go finish their last game here with a defeat. So Marañon now leading the line. A more familiar look here for United. Casas has yet to be really tested here in this particular game. Launches that forward, finding Bedic. Marasigan also shifted. He was playing left back a while ago, now moving to the right.
And I think of all of the ways that Kaya can slow the game down. It's going to be a increasingly frustrating 45 minutes for United City, who find themselves 2-0 down at half-time.
Well, now the question really is, did United dig a hole too deep for themselves here? Looking at the history, especially in this particular competition, we know that they can score goals in bunches. They were up just 2-1 against Stallions in their last game and finished it 7-1. Rota will be adjudged for the foul.
But part of the difference in that story is the fact that between Simone Rota and, of course, Mitchell at the back, they're a lot more experienced. Dennis Villanueva as well, another experienced player. But, I mean, in terms of the way that Kaya are set up to defend, they are definitely capable of holding United City as long as they get the run of the ball.
Immediate pressure here from United. You throw here for United. Marañon takes it quickly. Ott can't get that in, but that'll be a corner. Already a more positive start here for United.
Yeah, of course, they've shown their intent at the start of the second half by making the substitutions that they did. I believe that they were always going to reintroduce the starting 11 first choice players. But as you mentioned, whether or not they were planning on being 2-0 down at half-time, I mean, it does give them a test. I mean, if you want to test how good you are, this is most certainly a challenge, and I'm sure that the players will be up for this challenge.
Daniel's trying to head that forward. Bedic couldn't get to it, though. Giganto on the ground. And a card there to Marasigan. Well, initially, the referee did drop the card. I wondered whether or not he put it back in his pocket, but instead, like, oh, I'm going to use it on Marasigan.
It was good refereeing. He did allow the play to play on before calling it back. And Angelo Marasigan picking up a yellow card for his tackle. And Angelo switching to his more preferred side now.
Rota launches that wide right.
You would say that the center of the park now is very close to a first choice diamond in the middle.
Well, no OJ Porteria for United to select, not named on the bench. They still have Lopez Mendy, Pika Minigeshi, and Sean Kane to select. Again, Kaya, they know the job's still not done. Can they make it 3 here? Looking for Mitchell again. Bedic. He lined that up, but that was neither a cross or a shot.
And with Odawara on the field, it kind of gives closer match for Mitchell for those crosses and corners. And straight away you can just see the commanding presence there, just trying to encourage United City to get into a much higher rotation and not sit too deep on the ball, which will play into Kaya's favour because they can just drown out the seconds if they can keep United City's rotation deep.
Did they change their shape in this particular one? It feels like their wing-backs are pushing up way higher than what they did a while ago.
But that's exactly what Odawara is doing. I'm not sure if you can pick up what is being said, but straight away he's telling Angelo Marasigan to stay high. He's telling Miggy to stay high as well, Miggy Clarino to stay high, and that just changes the shape. So when you're swinging the ball, you're keeping a higher rotation and you're stretching Kaya and pulling him around a little bit more, and that's what will create space for Maikot and for the other players to get involved on the ball.
Odawara, so calm and assured there, just turning and retaining possession. Marañón, he's not afraid to go back and collect the ball himself as well. Ott could not find Odawara, battling for it, and Odawara has already made a difference here. Chance now for Marasigan to deliver a good ball inside. Maikot, chance here, but poor touch there. Pasinabo unable to control that. Already looking a lot more dangerous, talking about United.
And that's the cohesive football that we've become so accustomed to seeing.
Pinging the ball back and forth. Kaya still applying pressure here. Getting possession in a dangerous part of the park. Giganto trying his best to run into that one. And that will be a corner again for Kaya. Guy Clarino there did enough to ensure that that will go out.
And now I believe that the balance for United City between senior and experienced players and players who are been coming off the bench is a lot better. But we have to remember Kaya are Kaya FC, and they will play a massive part in this game, where other teams may have been phased by the players in front of them when they played against United City. Kaya most certainly won't be.
Oh, they have the confidence, talking about Kaya. They also have the experience, having played in AFC competition as well. So they know what it takes to win at this level. Let's see whether or not they have what it takes to push United all the way and tack on their first defeat since 2018. First defeat in the domestic league, at the very least. Referee just making sure that they're playing from the right place. Still a lot of time for United to make a difference here. In fact, in most of their games, if you blink, you miss a goal. Odawara. Selling that to Marasigan. Finding Marañón. Touch failed him. Now Simone Rota unable to find an accurate pass here, and I think it's getting a bit sloppy there.
Yeah, the pitch plays a lot differently when it's raining like this. It's almost got a slickness to it, and you've got to adjust because the ball will can just skid off the surface sometimes. Although with the drizzle, it does take the heat out of the game, and players should be able to find a little bit more tempo and find some legs on them.
Actually, for the Philippines, this is actually very cool weather.
Yeah, there's someone next to me wearing a jacket.
Well, this is more of a raincoat rather than it is something to keep me warm, mind you. United trying to apply more pressure again. I bet they will.